Set up. Arm under shoulder, knee under hip. Keep your back straight. On the lifting phase, our shoulder girdle is retracting. The shoulder joint is extending and hyperextending, and the elbow joint is in flexion. On the concentric phase, we are exhaling. When lowering, our shoulder girdle is protracting, the shoulder joint in flexion, and the elbow joint extending. Eccentrically, we are inhaling. Set up. Lie on the bench with your eyes under the bar. Grab the bar with a slightly outside grip. Make sure your thumbs are around the bar. Lower the bar to your breastbone. In the lowering phase, our shoulder joint, shoulder girdle, and elbow joint are all changing angles through horizontal abduction, retraction, flexion. Eccentric phase is when we're inhaling. On the lifting phase, shoulder joint is going through horizontal adduction, shoulder girdle is protracting, and elbow joint is extending. This is the concentric phase. Start with your feet slightly wider than your hip width apart. Line the bar up with your shoelaces. Grip just outside of your legs on the bar. Keep it close to your body. On the concentric phase, your hip joint and knee joints are in extension as you exhale. On the eccentric phase, your hip joint and knee joint are in flexion as you inhale. Start by setting your grip. Hands shoulder width apart, palms facing you. Don't let your shoulders go up by your ears. Pull your chest all the way to the bar. In the lifting phase, your shoulder girdle is retracting, the shoulder joint is adducting, and the elbow joint is flexing. On the concentric phase, we are exhaling. On the lowering phase, the shoulder girdle is protracting, the shoulder joint is abducting, and the elbow joint is extending. Start with hands slightly outside shoulder width. On the eccentric phase, your shoulder joint abducts, your shoulder girdle protracts, and your elbow joint extends as you inhale. On the concentric phase, your shoulder joint adducts, your shoulder girdle retracts, and your elbow joint flexes as you exhale. Set up. Feet hip width apart. Keep a structural spine. Head aligned with spine, not looking down. Extend in a fluid motion, keeping spine neutral. In the lowering phase, our hips and knees are flexing. In the eccentric phase, we are inhaling. On the lifting phase, hips and knees are both extending. In the concentric phase, we are exhaling. Set up your feet shoulder width apart, slightly bent at the knees, and your spine neutral. During the concentric phase, your shoulder girdle retracts, your shoulder joint hyperextends, and your elbow joint is in flexion while you exhale. In the lowering eccentric phase, your shoulder girdle protracts, your shoulder joint flexes, and your elbow joint extends as you inhale. Set up. Feet hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Rest the loaded barbell across the back of your shoulders. Make sure to keep a tight midsection and don't let your heels come off the ground. In the eccentric phase, our hips and knee joints are in flexion as we inhale. On the concentric phase, our hips and knee joints are extending as we exhale. Standing tall with our feet a little wider than hip width apart, toes pointing forward. Rest the barbell on top of your chest. Use an overhand grip to securely hold the bar with your fingers. Triceps will remain parallel on the floor in order to support the weight of the bar. Make sure your knees do not go over your toes and keep your heels on the ground. On the eccentric phase, your knees and hips flex as you inhale. On the concentric phase, your knees and hips extend as you exhale on the way up. Set up. Feet flat on the ground, holding a pair of dumbbells directly above your sternum with your arms fully extended. We will want the dumbbells to make a half circle. Concentrically on the lifting, your elbow joint will descend, your shoulder joint will horizontal abduct, and your shoulder girdle will protract as you exhale. Eccentrically, when lowering, your elbow joint will flex, your shoulder joint will horizontal abduct, and your shoulder girdle will retract as you inhale.